Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another third-party unlicensed Figuarts scale Dragon Ball figure unboxing and review. Today we're taking a look at the Demoniacal Fit Martial Artist Forever, aka a 3.0 style Goku before Bandai themselves have even released one. Now if you are heading down to the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon and join button, so you're notified as soon as a brand new Dragon Ball figure review goes live on the channel. As for the box art, they've essentially just used the Figuarts event exclusive look, and I'm here for it. I've always loved this box art style with the satin finish for the artwork, the black background, and the only real pops of color around the front being the cel-shaded looking images of the figure itself. If you're going to copy a box art style, you best make sure it's a good one, and this is sleek as. We've got an open window showcasing the figure and some of his faceplates inside. On the front of the window it says Martial Artist Forever. We've got an image of Goku doing a Kamehameha on the side of the box, and around the back a bunch of figure photography. This is a pretty interesting release from them because they're doing something, like I said in the intro, that Bandai themselves haven't done yet. They've taken some of the best bits from some recent 3.0 official figures, then they've added their own parts and pieces in as well. Such as the new chest piece, his boots I'm pretty sure, and some of the faceplates as well. I mean, dude even comes with a frickin' display base. Most official Figuarts figures don't come with bases, so I am pleased to see that here. First in-hand impressions for DF Goku. The plastic feels high quality, and I'm loving the matte finish. What we're going to do now is get all of his accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. Normally, Bandai Tamashii Nation sells these round footprint display bases separately. Seeing one included with a DF figure, yeah, this makes me really freaking happy, and it looks great. That's just icing on the cake. The bottom part is done in high gloss orange, then Goku's kanji, or his symbol, is printed on the surface in a matte finish, so there's a decent amount of contrast going on. Up top, the translucent flight pole does have multiple points of articulation. Down below it hinges left and right, can also rotate, goes forward and back, rotates at this joint. Then up top we've got two more hinges, plus you can rotate the crotch grabber / waist clamp combo. You can install this on either side of the kanji as well, but I prefer it around the back. I think that just makes the most sense. We will be trying out every single one of the 5 faceplates in total on the body a little bit later. First off, we have a semi-frowning, just neutral expression one. A big old Goku smile, always a nice to have. A more subtle one, I'd call this a smirk, if anything, a teeth-gritted faceplate. And finally, a screaming one. This is probably my favorite of the bunch. 5 faceplates is a crazy number, and it just means that you'll be able to mix it up every now and then, help Goku look fresh in the display, and you can use the different expressions to sell your poses. He does come with a full array of hands, ranging from these martial arts style pose hands, and they've even sculpted in some fingernails. Next up, some Kamehameha semi-open palm hands, fingers splayed out ki blasting hands, instant transmission hands, only one thumbs up gesture hand, and it's for the left side. Oh, and 2 closed fists already installed on him out of the box. Going with this almost subtly translucent, slightly shiny look for the skin tone plastic, I'm not sure was the right call because light does bounce off the surface, and under studio lighting it looks like it's being blown out. I promise it isn't, it's just the plastic. What we're going to do now is get Goku himself out here. Standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. This is a bold move by Demoniacal Fit. Dropping a 3.0 Goku before Bandai when it's their line and this is their articulation scheme and layout? I didn't expect them to be able to pull it off. Somehow, they did. He ain't perfect, he's very bare bones, but that almost works in his favor. This feels like a new and improved version of Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. That kind of no frills, no bullshit release is what got most of us interested in this line in the first place. Then the more involved figures keep you locked in. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some transformations based on this base form figure sometime in the future. And one thing's for damn sure, I'll be picking up every single one of them. Up close and personal, kicking things off with Goku's first faceplate. I'm not so sure about this one. The eyes are quite close together, and yes, that makes him look serious. Plus, the printing is very sharp for every single line. Still, it's just not my vibe, so I don't reckon I'm going to end up displaying him wearing this one. Ooh, I like this one. This is a cocky Goku faceplate. He's mid-battle, he's having a blast, he knows he's going to win, or maybe he's just training with Vegeta or something. I can see myself using this one from time to time. It's not the big, wide-open Dragon Ball-styled eye smiling look for Goku. This is more badass, but still, you can tell he's having fun. Haha, there it is, the goofy-looking smile for Goku. I didn't think I was going to like this. Now that I'm seeing it on the body, I have to walk back on that because this is a great looking faceplate. It's super expressive and the paint, even inside the mouth, is super clean. Okay, we're getting a bit more serious. He's got gritted teeth. There's a little line just above the corner of his mouth showing that it's being pulled up. And he also has a bunch of lines on his nose, which can't have been easy to print on there because that nose is quite small. I'm not a huge fan of this because the left eye is longer and more angular as compared to the other. I get it, it's an asymmetrical look for the faceplate. It's just not my preferred option. What a roller coaster ride. It's been pretty touch and go with some of these faceplates. I have liked most of them, but yeah, a couple won't ever be displayed on this body after this review is done. The fully wide open mouth screaming faceplate, on the other hand, oh, I'm using this one. The paint, perfect, no complaints there. And the expression, it works with this style of hairpiece. I bet you thought we weren't going to discuss it, but we absolutely are. This looks more Ultra Instinct to me, and they've just gone ahead and painted it in matte black. It's not quite right, now is it? They could have given us a normal Goku hairpiece as well. I don't see a reason why this was the only one that they decided to include. Maybe you can kit bash a perfect version of 3.0 Goku. For me, this hairpiece works best with this faceplate. The best way I can describe this entire figure is it's very clean, and I mean that as both a good and a bad thing. The molding is sharp everywhere, and there's a matte finish on most of the pieces except for the joints. They're a touch glossy. But there's no shading anywhere, none on the muscles and none on the outfit, at least as far as I can tell. Does it feel high quality? Absolutely. Is it a step up over the old school 2.0 Gokus? 100%. But at the same time, with a bit more shading and a bit more love and longer in the oven, this could have gone from like a really solid Goku to an absolutely sensational one. The proportions though, no complaints from me. Dude looks very proportionate and he's jacked. That neck is huge. He's got big pecs popping out just above his blue shirt. This piece is entirely new for DF. The round shoulders, he's also broad at the shoulders. The defined biceps, and there's even some muscle definition for the back part of his forearms. All of the new 3.0 stuff can mostly be seen in this region right here. So they've redesigned the shoulders. We've got multiple floating pieces that will get out of the way for articulation. That looks better. There's a cut above his waist joint. That I don't think looks better. But still, it is a Bandai 3.0 thing, so it makes sense that it's here. And they've done away with the weird floating pieces that would stick out underneath this central part on top of the legs. While 3.0 might not be everyone's cup of tea with this straight cut across the chest and the way they've done the thigh swivels, they look pretty obvious to me. I like it. I'm a fan of 3.0. So much so that, yeah, I decided to pick up a third-party version of Goku. I couldn't be bothered waiting any longer for Bandai to get off their asses and make their own one. When they do, I'll pick it up and then we'll do a comparison back to this DF release. The boots, the paint is sharp and the sculpt work looks good. We've got some wrinkling above this braided section, as well as some sculpted tread on the underside. I don't want to sound overly negative about 3.0. There are certain things that don't sit right with me, but no figure is 100% perfect, so they've made enough of an improvement over the old school 2.0 Gokus that, for me, this is very quickly becoming my definitive just standard Goku for the display. For a quick side-by-side comparison, on the left, DF's attempt at a 3.0 style Goku, and on the right, Saiyan Raised on Earth, the default, run-of-the-mill, regular old base form Figuarts release. For the longest time, the figure on the right has been my go-to grab and pose around Goku. Now that I have the DF, he's not perfect, they made some odd choices, but he's my new favorite. He's bigger, like all-round beefier, and the color palette just speaks to me. The deep blue contrasting against the soft orange that isn't as in your face as compared to the Figuarts release. It's just my preferred look for Goku. Next up, the Dragon Ball Super Hero version of Goku. Terrible name for that movie. He's like a hybrid between Saiyan Raised on Earth and the CGI art style from the film. They didn't go full CGI and round off everything, which is probably why people like this one. The aesthetic with the muted colors does work for me in some ways. In others, not so much. I find that he does clash with some of the more saturated, regular, non-movie Figuarts releases. Going over articulation, starting off with his head sculpt. It's on a ball joint at the base of the neck and a double ball peg up underneath the head itself. Combined, looking forward to there, looking up to there, not quite enough range for a convincing flight pose unless you use the mid-torso joint as well. Swivel and pivot side to side. The arms go up to there. We've got multiple floating pieces that move out the way to accommodate it. Going forward and back, there's a butterfly joint at the shoulder that hinges up and down. Swivel at the bicep, double bend at the elbow going past 90. Then for the wrist peg, it's a hinge and swivel. His torso is on multiple joints. We've got one at the waist and another at the midsection. Crunching forward to there before the belt collides with this piece. Going back to there, swivel and pivot side to side. His legs will go forward to there, heaps of range. Going out to there, swivel at the upper thigh. Double bend at the knee, going the full way. And then a hinge and swivel for the ankles, pegged in at an angle, so they're good for forward and back rotation as well as ankle tilt. Lastly, toe articulation. Wrapping up on DF's attempt at a Saiyan Raised on Earth style 3.0 Goku. This figure presented them with a unique opportunity to beat the official license holder to the punch by nicking or recasting some of their molds, doing their own tooling, slapping it all together in a box, and calling it a day. While I would have preferred a truly unique take on Goku in this scale, call it a 4.0 even, this does do what it says on the tin. It's going to fit in perfectly alongside more modern Figuarts DBZ releases. Some shading would have been nice, some transformation heads as well, of course, but that wasn't the goal here. They kept it simple, and I cannot fault them for that. In all honesty, this guy turned out better than I was expecting. I'll be keeping an eye out for Super Saiyan versions of this in the future because Demoniacal Fit, y'all have definitely piqued my interest. If you're heading down to the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.